Good evening. My name is Ryan Roth. I'm a proud Ponca descendant. I'm part of the youth group with Soar Beyond Youth, the mentor organization, and also a junior ambassador with the American Indian Heritage Days of Texas. I would like to welcome everyone to the 2017 second annual Water It Is Life, a night of prayer, ceremony, and more. On behalf of Soar Beyond Youth Mentor Organization, Urban Inland Traverse Center of Texas, American Indian Culture Society, Brown Barretts of DFW, Santa Fe Days of Texas, Dallas Indian Mission United Methodist Church, and all other community organizations. Welcome, welcome, welcome. May tonight's community program be well received. May all of our prayers be lifted to the Creator in harmony. And may tonight's fellowship be a beginning step for us, the youth. Now, without further hesitation, it's my pleasure to introduce Mr. John Tedart, who will deliver our opening prayer.
Thank you all for inviting me tonight. I appreciate that. I know that our people, we respect elders and ask them to do things like this. And I guess in my life, I've reached that point. You know, whether I want to or not, I'm here. You know, as an elder, I still feel like I can do a lot of things that I can't do. You know, but it's really nice to be here, and I thank Michael for inviting me. And the theme tonight, water is life. Water is very important. And there's a few things about water that I wanted to share with y'all. You know, a lot of you may already know some of these statistics, you know, but it's something that some of you kids may not know about that. And then I want to tell you about when I was a kid, water, we had to get water. But 3/4 of the Earth's surface is water, but it's salt water. And we have less, 98% of our water is the salt water, and we have about 2% or less, about 1.7% actually, of water that is drinkable for all the people in the world. And the amount of water in the world has been constant since the time of the dinosaurs. So some of the water that you drink is water that maybe some of the dinosaurs drank millions of years ago. You know, it's just a recycle. The ocean collects the water. The water is fresh as it comes from the rain. The mountains form the clouds, and it rains. It comes off the mountains from snow and water, the rain, into rivers. And the rivers feed in to the oceans. And the oceans collect that water. But as the water is coming down through the rivers, the water is fresh. You can drink that water. And that's what we try to protect, you know. Politics and economics now, and from our present political situation, they are opening up lands to development for oil and for mining, other things like that, which eventually will pollute the water. We have a lot of farming that the phosphates and the nitrogen that they use gets into the system, and it pollutes the water. So as the world grows, as more people in the world, water, there's less per person. And here in the United States, we use per person about 174 gallons a day versus 5 gallons a day in Africa. So we use over 30 times more water than the underdeveloped nations do. And a lot of times our water is not as clean as our water is. But you know, this is some of the facts that I've been looking into. I've known that the aqueduct under Texas and Oklahoma, it's also been depleted from farmers that go down in to get that water out of the ground and to irrigate their fields for food. But the point is that we need to be careful with our water. We need to conserve water, but we also need our government to think about controls over water. And those tribes, like the tribes in New Mexico, California, Montana, those tribes have been fighting for their water rights. And these tribes, you know, they feel like their life depends on it, and it probably does. You know, we have to have water. You can't live more than 1 week at the most without water. You know, if you're out in a dry desert, maybe 3 days at the most. You can live without food, and some of us probably longer than others, you know, but up to a month, you know, without food. But that's how important water is, and it's something that we need to actually always try to preserve it one way or another and respect it. You know, our Indian people, in the olden days, they all found water supply from the rivers, and that's where they camped. I'm Comanche, and Kiowas were our brothers that camped in the Wichita Mountains and all the way down into Texas, but they might be an encampment 15 miles long, and that would be family groups, and they would be near water though. They always had to go get water for their life. The springs, Ocarina Springs, San Marcos, was a stop for some of the southern Comanche, Penobscot Comanches, and they'd go there for water. So, and around Lawton, there are a lot of areas that I remember as a child, water in these creeks was clear. I don't know, some of you may have heard of Chandler Creek up that was a creek which was fed by a lot of springs. And some of you, I don't see any of my people, some of my people that would know where Stony Point was, but they had a place where you could pump water, the old hand pumps. So when I was a child, a lot of the old people, we lived in houses that didn't have running water. That's things that y'all take for granted now, you know. And of course, without running water, we had our famous little houses out in the back, you know, with the little half moon sign on there. That's where we did, you know, our business. And but you know, so today it's so convenient, you know, everything's so convenient because we have water. And you know, it's where we had to carry water. I carried water as a child with my grandpa. We go to the spring, and we would take these 5-gallon cans. Now, probably some of y'all don't know what they are too, but maybe in the cartoons or someplace you've seen them. Tin cans that were about this tall, and we'd go get water. We'd carry maybe 3 of those, 4 of those, and that would be our water for several days. And that was our drinking water, and that was our bathing water. Now, we did have water in wells that weren't any good because a lot of that water in the wells, you know, the ones they used to drink from were polluted by all the farming. So anyway, when you wanted to take a bath, especially in the wintertime, it was quite an ordeal. You had to heat up as much water as you could and go out maybe to the garage or someplace, and you know, you take you one of them big tubs and you take your bath out there, and then you make a quick rush to get inside the house near the fire to warm up, you know. We had buckets with dippers, and these dippers are used by everybody that came in. You know, we would have dippers in the water floating on top. Somebody come in, oh, you want a drink of water? You know, well, they go over and you know, get a drink right out of there. We didn't have paper cups, or they didn't bother with going and get another glass or whatever. So I never seen people get sick from that. You know, I know we teach a lot of hygiene. You know, you don't want to get somebody's backwash or something, you know. But that's one of the things as a child I went through. You go to a powwow, and I've been a water boy at a powwow. You know, they say, go get that bucket and go get some water and take it around with a dipper. I take it around to all the dancers. They drank water, take it all the way around the arena and out to the drum. You know, I guess until we learned better, we didn't get sick from it, you know. And once we knew you got sick from that, I guess we quit doing that, you know. We got to where we start practicing hygiene. But like I say, you know, I'm 73 years old now, and I went through all that. But I'm gonna offer a prayer, and after I pray, we're gonna get set up out here. We're gonna do a cedering ceremony. Cedar is an evergreen that stays alive during the winter, all through winter, summer. And that cedar, we burn it, and the fumes, the smoke that comes off of there, we use it, the old people, for cleaning your mind, cleaning your spirit, and preparing you to go for the next year, for health, for happiness. Get rid of those troubles, you know, to help you to take that challenge of the next day, you know, every day. But it gives you that strength, you know, from that, from prayer, and from the eagle feather, and from the smoke that comes off the cedar. Other tribes they call it smudging. They have like the prairie grass. Some of you people here are probably from those tribes up north that use that, or back east. But down in Oklahoma, most of our Southern Plains tribe, we use the cedar because we get cedar mostly from out in the Wichita Mountains. You know, there's a lot of red cedar out there that we think that it's the best for all these things that we do. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and offer a prayer here, and then we're going to go out and get the fire ready, and we'll have people line up that want to go through that.